Morning, guys. It is Saturday. I'm just getting home from a community event. I was over there with the skid steer, helping out. So someone had asked me just to kind of go through all the stuff I have for this business, and so that's what we're going to do today. You may not want to watch this one, and that's cool. But I'm going to kind of show what I have, why, and rundowns on it. So here we go. So first things first, 21 Ram 3500. It's got about 72,000 miles on it. Cummins, high output, so it has ice and trans. Truck's been great. I've had a lot of these Ram Cummins trucks, and really happy with this one. It's been good. Just because I'm here, I wear a Proto's helmet. I'm a huge fan with the Cena. This is the 33i. I had the SMH10 on my last one. They're both great. I like the 33i. The buttons are a little bit more convenient. So that's the helmet. And that face shield has taken lots of hits, and it does good. And then in the skid steer, I use the Cena Tough Talk. I think it's the M. It's like their newest one, and these have been great as far as being in the machine and taking phone calls. This works no problem. I tried a whole bunch of different earpiece ones. I tried all of them, but Cena has been the best. So I have the Tough Talk M4 in the skid steer. All right, now let's get into the cool stump stuff. Oh, also bulletproof hitch, 16K. I have a 16K trailer. Pretty straightforward. It's just a hitch, but this one's been good. It's adjustable. You can flip the balls. You can put a pintle in there. It's been good. Definitely no regrets. It is held up for about 200,000 miles. It's a little over 200,000 miles of towing. So yeah, no problems with that. But that's a bulletproof. What's up, cat? All right, we'll start with the trailer. It's a load trail, deck over. I don't know all the fancy model numbers. I might be able to find it, but load trail, deck over, single jack. If I did it again, I would do double hydraulics, but single jack. It's like 16 ply tires, 17.5-inch wheels, two, whatever those are, 3-foot or 4-foot toolboxes. When I bought it, Jayhawk is the dealer I use here in Colorado. We took that board out and welded the plate in so that I could have tie downs that are completely separate of each other. So I didn't want to cross the chains for different machines in any way. So I can unload either machine without touching the other one. And having these two machines, or the big grinder and the little grinder, it's worked out great for me. But that was something that Jayhawk had done, and then they put some extra D-rings on. I put fancy axle cap things on. They're magnetic. They have magnetic drain plugs. They were a little spendy, but I went through a lot of oil caps on the axles, and those, I don't even know who makes them, sorry, but they've been good. Max ramps. So the trailer is 22 feet. It's 17-foot deck with 5-foot max ramps and then a 5-foot dove. So I'm a huge fan. With one ramp down, I can load or unload one machine. And I mean, for me, there is not a better option out there. So definitely recommend. And then same with the tie downs on this side, completely separate. So either machine can come off without touching the other one. But yeah, the trailer's been pretty solid. Load trail's been good to me. No complaints there. My baby 2021 Vermeer SC852 remote control New River Revolution HD cutter wheel. To me, if you're grinding a lot of stumps, this is the only way to go. I would never buy a tracked machine for stump removal unless I lived in the south where it's really, really wet. even maybe the East Coast somewhere where it's marshy. But when it comes to hills or rocks, everybody wants to think they know what they're talking about, and I don't want to break it to you, but it's not. You're wrong. If tracks were so good, let's look at the off-road crowd. How many off-road rock crawler, mud bogger trucks do you see that have tracks? Not too many. And those guys have a budget of unlimited. So if that was a better option, I think that's what people would do. But everybody runs tires. Vermeer 4-wheel drive is hands down best in the business. This machine has been awesome. It's a 74 horse Deutz diesel, turbo diesel. This machine's been great. I absolutely love the 852. And for me, there's not a better option. If they made something that was like 5,000 horsepower, then sure, I would look at that if it fit through a gate, but that doesn't happen. But yeah, that's the everyday machine. 6 foot swing width, grinds 25 inches deep. It'll cut, I don't know, 46, 48 or something inches tall. And that's just a suggestion because I've cut much taller than that, and it'll do it. You just gotta use your head a little bit. But this stump grinder is my favorite stump grinder I've ever run. And it's hydraulic cutter wheel. So hydraulic fluid goes from the pump into the gearbox at the top, and then it transfers to a shaft and shaft drive to the gearbox at the bottom, which then spins the wheel. No maintenance whatsoever. And I like that. I don't want to be a full-time mechanic, so I put fuel in it, put teeth on it, clean filters, grease it, and run the crap out of it every single day. And I don't have to worry about belts or chains or anything else. Direct drive is awesome, but I'm super happy with this stump grinder for what it does. It is like I said, the only thing I change is get more horsepower. So the mini skid is a 2014 Vermeer S650. I guess the stump grinder has 1,200 hours. The mini skid has 900 hours. 25 horsepower Kubota, 36 inches wide. Super happy. I am glad that this is on tracks. I've run the wheeled back in the day when Vermeer was making the wheeled mini skids. They're good. But for a mini skid, I think tracks looks great. I use a branch manager grapple. It's the knock around, so there's no hydraulic or power rotate. And once you get the hang of it, it's definitely awesome. It's quick to load chippers. It's quick to move debris. And it's less things to worry about breaking. These are the branch manager grapple scoops. So for picking up mulch, this is an awesome way to do it. I wish they were bigger, but other than that, I wouldn't change a thing with this setup. I've been grinding stumps for like 14 years, and I tried a lot of the different stuff out there, and what I have now is the best that I can find for my business. If there was something else, I would do it, but this is a awesome setup. And then from there, I keep a set of pallet forks on here from Blue Diamond. They've been flawless. They're adjustable width, super heavy duty, and then a pallet of slat tracks. If you haven't seen slat tracks and you're looking for ground protection, highly recommend checking these out. They're individual slats, so when you have contours in the ground, whether it's a dip or a rise in the ground, these will lay flat so that it's not like with a 4x8 sheet, it has that springboard effect. You don't have that. These lay flat, they don't move. There's 8 12.5 foot sections that are 42 inches wide. You can get them in 36, 42, or 48. I like the 42 because they're a little bit lighter than the 48s, and with the machine being 36, I can make a 100-foot run and have a few inches of wiggle room if I'm not driving in a straight line. You can also bend them around a corner, so you can radius them to make them go around corners without having to overlap multiple sheets of plywood or the plastic mats. The slat tracks have been awesome. Super big fan. The company's amazing. It comes with a pallet and the tie down so that everything is secure. Huge fan. Notch tri-guards, rarely need them, very rarely. The New River wheel and the Vermeer containment is best in the business, so it's pretty rare I use them, but once in a while they have to come off. And then I have a branch manager high volume bucket, 35 inches wide, holds 20 cubic feet, which is 7 cubic feet short of a cubic yard. Ultra burly, replaceable cutting edge. This bucket is super heavy duty. I have run into things I shouldn't have, and it hurt me. It did not hurt the machine or the bucket, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, they make a 48 inch too that does hold a cubic yard, so if your mini skid, my mini skid won't lift it, but if you have one of the bigger mini skids that are out now, that 48 incher is pretty awesome, because you can move a boatload of material in no time. And then some of the stuff I keep in here, I keep 4 timbers to crawl the machines up over delicate landscape, plant like a curb, like the concrete mow curbs that people put in around their landscape, or to go over a drain pipe. So I keep 4 timbers, and then the composite plastic auto ramps. So if I have to get up a retaining wall, I can use those and then step up with the timbers. It just gives me a whole lot of options when it comes to difficult access, and then some road cones for safety. But yeah, the way this trailer is designed, I spent 6 months in my driveway with cardboard cutouts and tape, and I kept trying to really get it dialed into the smallest trailer that would carry everything. And so I had none of this stuff when I was designing it, but I just kept experimenting and moving stuff around. The weight is a little bit disproportionate. Like, this is a 400-pound bucket with everything in it, maybe a little bit more, 500 pounds. The slat tracks are like 12 or so, 1,300 pounds. This machine is 48 or 5,200 pounds. And then the mini skid with the grapple, I think, is 3,600 pounds. So they're a little bit uneven, but it was the best that I could do and make it all fit. But there's enough room for me to walk in here or work on something if I have to while everything's loaded. And then when the ramps open, it just clears the cutter wheel by about an inch. So it was really fine tuning it in my driveway before I went to the dealer and to figure out if it could even be done. But they were psyched to help me out on it. Again, Jayhawk is awesome. So this is most days how I run around. Having a grinder and a mini skid or 2 grinders is awesome, especially when you're doing 4, 6, 8, 10 jobs a day. It gives you that ability to be super adaptable to whatever may come up. But yeah, that is this part of my business. Now we'll go in the shop and see what else we got. So it's my shop, 40 by 60, 15 foot or 16 foot ceiling, or 16 foot to the eave. What was I trying to say? 16 foot walls, I guess is the right way to say it. So in here we've got skid steer attachments, mowers, dirt bike, and some other stuff. So we'll start going through this. Oh, and a lift, because, well, if you have a shop, you need a lift. Oh, and a big welder. I don't weld much, but when I do, I have a Millermatic 252. I'm not the best welder, but I can make stuff stick, at least for a little while. So the Bandit. This is 2022 SG40. Currently has 68 hours on it. I've had a lot of issues with this machine, and to be fair, it's mostly been a Kohler issue, not a Bandit issue. When I got it, it needed a full shakedown. I had to tighten almost every bolt and fitting. Got through that, and then the O2 sensors and ECM. I had warranted plug wires. Like, it's been a lot of headaches with this machine. I would not have this machine if there was another option out there in the 29-inch wide category. This is the only option that has some horsepower. So it's a 38 horsepower Kohler, I think, yeah, fuel injected. I bought it through Dylan in Florida with Grind It, and so he put a remote kit. This is all Dylan's doing. He did a great job with converting this from the operator station to the remote control. I went with the New River Rev Lite. I love the New River cutter wheels. So this is their lighter version compared to what's on the 852. Absolutely love it. The New River company, they are hands down the best in my opinion. And I've tried just about everything out there, and nothing really compares, in my opinion, for the ground that I work in, the production that I do. New River's awesome. But yeah, the Bandit, when it works, it's a little weapon. If you're looking, I mean, they're pretty cheap, all things considered. I think it's like a $26,000 or $28,000 machine new. So if you're getting in the business to get 38 horsepower and 29 inches, pretty awesome. And then this guy talked some trash to me on the internet, Clark Good from Good Stump Removal in California. So when I was making graphics, I had to include him. He's in third place, and then Home Depot Stump Out in second place. And then his business is Good Stump Removal, mine superior, so better than good. And he said he was best in the West, but I put the stupid stickers on. So if you've watched and seen it or heard me talk about it, that's the reason. Clark Good ran his gums a year or two ago, and so then I started dedicating my raps to him. The Toro SGR13. This is a 2015. I think it's like a 13 or 11 or 13 horsepower engine. I don't even know what it is. It's a Honda GX. What does that say? 390. So I don't know what that is, but it has Green Teeth 700s on it. It is last resort, but some jobs require it, and it's just one of those things. Everybody should have one. You can go buy one off the Home Depot used for like $1,000, and I'm pretty sure you'll make that money back in a couple of jobs, because not everybody has it, not everybody's willing to use it. But as a stump removal service, I think you should be willing to provide whatever service someone needs. So with my 3 grinders, I can get just about any stump. So that's the Toro. Again, try not to use that or the Bandit very much. The Vermeer is definitely a leap ahead of these type of machines, but it is sometimes it's needed. So that's the Toro. Cat 259 D3 high flow machine. I don't know if this is a 22 or 23. When did I get this? Last year, so it might be a 23. I don't know. 240 hours on it now. I love it. I don't use it enough, but it's an awesome machine. I don't know. I bought it. I always wanted one, and living out here on a little bit of land, it was just nice for snow and shaping, doing dirt work. The way it's been raining, I should have a mower for it, but I haven't gone that route yet. But this machine's been great. Definitely a huge fan of it. Cat has been outstanding. I haven't had a single issue, but it's low hours, so I wouldn't expect to. And then as far as I have the dirt bucket, just general purpose. I have pallet forks from Caterpillar. The grapple, I think it's called a root grapple or debris grapple, or no, it's a root rake. I don't know what they call it, but it's from RSE Fab. Brian, the owner, makes some super heavy duty stuff. Like, I have big hands, but I mean, everything about this is ultra burly. It says extreme duty on it, and that's no joke. The crush force of the claws is like 6,000 psi. So this thing's absolute weapon. Huge fan. Really, really glad to have it. that's what I was using today. And then I got a stump bucket from Cat, and it's aggressive, and it's not, you know, not always what I want to use, but there are a lot of jobs I come across that are just dirty, nasty, tons of trash and fence and wire. And this is a way better option than sucking a bunch of debris up into the cutter wheel. Serrated edges, 3 excavator teeth, super, super burly. And basically you get the tips in, sever all of the roots on all 4 sides. And then it's got a little bit of a cantilever shape to it. See how it's rockered? So you can kind of push down and get a little extra force out at the tips to pop the root ball out. But that attachment's been fantastic, and definitely glad to have it. It doesn't get used a lot, but when I do, it is definitely an awesome attachment. This is the New River pile of mostly used teeth. Yeah, there's a lot of metal here. I got to figure out what to do with all these old ones. Are these new? Oh yeah, there's some new sides. That's cool. I should probably put those on. Nuts. But yeah, so that's my tooth pile, and then a couple boxes of new ones. So New River, huge fan. And then I guess talking about cutter wheels, I just sold my yellow jacket that came on the 852 to a company in Utah. But I have a second New River Revolution, and then I have the Gen 1 and Gen 2 Vermeer VCS wheel. I tried them out. It's not terrible, but in really hard rocky ground, it just wasn't the right wheel for me. I know a lot of guys are using it and having really good luck with it. And I'm a huge fan of Vermeer, so I have nothing bad to say. It just wasn't the right wheel for where I work, and I don't clean rocks out from around the stump. I just grind everything. New River allows that. The VCS wheel was a little bit more sensitive to grinding rocks, and I don't know, I guess I'm just stuck in my ways. So the VCS was really cool to experience and to try it out. There was a wear issue on Gen 1 before they came out with Gen 2, and all those issues were fixed for Gen 2. So overall, really good wheel, and it works for a lot of people, and that's great. Just it didn't work for me, and I wish it did, because I like Vermeer, but New River is the way for me. So what else? I think that's it. A couple of mini skid buckets, a mini skid auger. I have 2 Bradco buckets, and then I think it's a 12-inch auger, and I think there's like a 6 to 9-inch auger in here somewhere. Yeah. So it tapers. But yeah, that's all I got. That's, I think. So you asked, and here it is. There's all my stump grinding stuff. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to talk about stump grinding and how I do it. Not that it's the right way, but it's my way. And yeah. So hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. I will see you guys Monday. Monday's a start of a pretty big job. So we'll be out grinding. 852 and S650 are going to be put to the test. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you in a couple days.